Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This report's going to be on SmackDown, NXT, and also Superstars that are online. In other words, if you don't want to hear it, then you don't have to watch, because these are spoilers, folks. And on with the first, I always give you some scoops and some wrestling news. WWE has signed Chris Hero to a developmental contract. Yes, Chris Hero used to wrestle with Ring of Honor. The story was originally reported by Mike Johnson of PW Insider and have since confirmed the news. Hero had a medical holdup that prevented him from signing around the same time that his former Ring of Honor tag team partner, Claudio Castagnoli, who now wrestles as Antonio Cesaro in WWE Developmental, FCW. WWE website also announced that John Laurinaitis will continue to serve as the interim general manager of the Raw brand. You can read the official statement at www.com/shows/Raw. And of course, John Laurinaitis stays Raw GM. So that was your bad news. The story told on Monday's Raw that Laurinaitis met with the board of directors to plead his case. Apparently, the storyline board of directors digs Big Johnny. Former WWE star Michael Tarver said he's retiring from pro wrestling in a few years. After being released from WWE in June of 2011, Tarver got into Christian hip-hop music and has made some independent wrestling appearances and apparently tried to get a job with TNA with no success. So, the month and a half that he was at the TNA tapings, he was in the crowd. Well, he wrote on Twitter yesterday, "This month marks 8 years in the business. I'm hanging in until 10, then I'm done with this crap." Well, if you're already frustrated with it, you ain't got to do it no more, Michael. Learn a lesson. Get over it. Life goes on. Big Show turned 40 years old yesterday, while WWE legend Jim the Anvil Neidhart turned 57. Former WWE diva Stacey the Cat Carter had her real estate application approved in Nevada this week. That's the former wife of Jerry the King Lawler. Alex Kozlov, the former Peter Orloff, that I reported on Monday's Raw show. He was developmental. He wrote the following on Twitter yesterday about his FCW departure. "It is true. I have been granted free agentism. John confused me when he used a variation of his infamous future endeavors line with," he didn't go into detail, just stops with that. Just fill in a blank. WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper confirmed on Twitter that he will be a part of the new Legends House reality show. Piper added, "So I guess you can look for it on YouTube in about a month or so, since the network is not happening this year due to financial problems. They didn't have enough billions of dollars to get it running, I guess." I was told, Vince said, "Piper afraid of Legends House? You drew first blood. I'm coming, remember? I was first guy ever to hit, Vince. Here we go." Okay, Piper is also featured in the current season of the World of Hurt wrestling reality show in Canada as an episode of Celebrity Ghost Hunter coming out soon, and recently filmed a cameo for Fox's Breaking In. Piper filmed scenes with actress Megan Mullally. That's how it's spelled. Well, I'm not familiar with the program myself, so. Vicky Guerrero confirmed yesterday, that she will be touring the first half of the WWE's European tour with stops in Russia, Poland, England, and Ireland. Go, Miss Piggy, go. Okay, Associated Press movie writer David Germain has a very negative review on the new movie from The Rock's new film, Journey 2. And here's what part of what he wrote. It also lacks the likable good factor of Brendan Fraser, who starred in the first movie but isn't back for the second. Dwayne Johnson steps in this time, and while he tries to yuck it up amid the non-stop action, he's just not a goofball on the order of Fraser, who somehow can make extreme silliness palatable with that big simpering grin of his. Johnson, on the other hand, merely simpers. Size matters to the filmmakers here, which might be why they signed up Johnson, a co-producer as well as star, who strains for some laughs with an overdone gag about his massive pectoral muscles. And that's all that was said about the Journey 2. Miguel sent word that this Saturday SmackDown live event at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, WWE had been advertising Sheamus versus a returning Christian. Well, that's been put on hold, and instead is now being advertised and has updated their page for this weekend. Sheamus versus the returning Alberto Del Rio, who has been out with a groin injury. And it's booked as a Raw versus SmackDown challenge match. At last word, Christian was ready to return, but there's no word on yet why he was pulled from the weekend's listing. It's also being advertised at Del Rio for Sunday's SmackDown live event in Bakersfield, California. After WWE went off the air on Raw in Oklahoma City, John Cena faced Kane in the dark match main event. During the match, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants broke out. Match ended with the same old getting the victory over Kane by disqualification. Justin S. attended the Raw show in Oklahoma City and reported on that and some other match info. Let's see. Well, okay, it goes into the dark match for SmackDown. Brodus Clay defeated Damian Sandow. Nothing to speak of. Typical 1 minute beatdown. Brodus Clay only had one dancer, similar to Raw. And he did his full entrance with pyro and all. He got a huge pop, and the crowd was thrilled. And now for the Superstars taping, I'm giving 2 reports on it, because I found 2 different, very similar, but some a little bit different, more detailed. Scott Stanford and Josh Matthews starts off Superstars taping, then we're introduced as the broadcast team. First match, Primo and Epico. Okay, this is repeated from Raw. Okay, I'm giving the first part. This is the Raw brand, so it was my mistake. Primo and Epico with Rosita defeated JTC and Michael McGillicuddy in about 5 minutes. Again, nothing significant other than some decent tag work by the champs. Jack Swagger with Vicky Guerrero defeated Santino in about 6 minutes. So it was no squash match. Swagger dominated most of the match. There was a lot of heat for the local boy, that being in Oklahoma City. Vicky was with him, but she was not a factor in the match. There was huge pop as Santino went for the Cobra, but not much. Swagger ducked it and lifted Santino and went for a sunset flip. Swagger got out and applied the ankle lock for the win. And of course, the second report on the dark match, John Cena defeated Kane by disqualification, and that was the only Cena sighting of the night. It was a very vanilla match that ended with a pretty weak chair shot to Cena's abs. Kane choked Cena and went up the ramp, came back. And when he came back, Cena recovered and hit the attitude adjustment. And that was reported by Ryan Schwimmer, who attended Monday's Raw TV and said also about the dark match as well. John Cena defeated Kane by DQ. Little kids filled back into the building for the match. It was hilarious. Little Nate, that's Charles Robinson, for those that don't know, who was the referee. Kane hit Cena with a chair for the DQ. He choked Cena and started to leave, but got halfway up the rampway, came back. Cena was announced the winner. Cena countered a tombstone attempt and then delivers the attitude adjustment to send the fans home happy. And now for your NXT, in about 30 minutes, that should be live on, well, it's not live, it's on the internet, so it was taped yesterday, so it's still a spoiler. Matt Striker cut a promo to open NXT. Heath Slater defeated Derek Bateman in what was said to be a boring match. Percy Watson defeated Darren Young. Titus O'Neil was doing commentary. Tyson Kidd defeated Trent Beretta in a match. Caitlyn defeated Maxine. Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex defeated the Usos after Hawkins struck one of the Usos with a cane and Rex scored the pin. Matt Striker came down but was laid out. And I believe there will be a second report on NXT as well. There was no name given on that one. This next one was by Matt Hancock, as he's doing all three reports as well as he was live doing the spoilers. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, Matt Hancock, dark match, Brodus Clay beat Damien Sandow. Brodus only had one dancer again, as was the case on Raw. NXT tapes, he says Percy Watson defeated Darren Young. Maxine defeated Caitlyn by a roll-up and holding the tights. Heath Slater defeated Derek Bateman. Tyson Kidd defeated Trent Beretta. Kidd looks to be repackaged, and he got quite a few cheers as he defeated Trent Beretta. After the match, they shook hands. And the main event was Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins defeated the Uso brothers. Rex and Hawkins got a dirty win by hitting one of the Usos with the Hawkins staff. It was the first time tonight that the live crowd in the lower bowl got behind anyone in a high level, or anyone at a high level. And the regular report for the SmackDown brand for Superstars, Justin Gabriel beat his former tag team partner Heath Slater in a great match with a 450 splash off the ropes. Yoshitatsu defeated Johnny Curtis. Yoshi won with a kick to the head. And now Matt Hancock's view. Justin Gabriel defeated Heath Slater. Yoshitatsu defeated Johnny Curtis. Yoshi won with a kick to the head. Well, nothing new on that one. It's the same report that was given. And SmackDown opens with a segment between Sheamus and Wade Barrett. They are interrupted by the Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes. Big Show also came out, which ended up with Sheamus and Show clearing the ring. Barrett and Rhodes versus Show, and Sheamus is made for your main event for later. Great Khali defeated Jinder Mahal with a choke slam. Backstage segment with Teddy Long and Daniel Bryan showed. Beth Phoenix defeated Alicia Fox. Beth attacked Fox after the match, but Tamina made the save. Tamina and Beth then had a stare down. Tyson Kidd is backstage with Natalya. He farts, and Hornswoggle comes walking in, thinking it was Natalya that farted. So now they're going to have the Hart Dynasty. Repackaged as the Fartin Dynasty. Big Show and Sheamus then defeated Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett when Sheamus hit the brogue kick on Barrett. Michael Cole interviewed AJ Lee about her injury from Big Show, but is interrupted by the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan. Bryan tried to get her to leave with him. Teddy Long interrupts and threatens to strip him of the belt. Ted DiBiase and DiBiase Posse defeated Hunico with a roll-up. So I wonder if he's doing better from his wrist injury. World Champion Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, which was their main event. Big Show is doing commentary. Bryan tried to leave with the world title, but Show grabs him and threw him back in the ring. Orton nails Bryan with the RKO and covers him for the pin. But in the end, it turned out that Bryan was DQ'd for Show's interference. Orton and Show got into it, and Show lays out Orton, who has been helped out by the referees. Daniel Bryan wins by DQ for Show's interference. Orton confronts Big Show. They wrestled inside and out of the ring. Show laid out Randy in the ring and then leaves to his music. Two refs comes out to check on to Randy's aid, which ends the program. Okay, the dark match report for SmackDown. After the SmackDown tapings in Tulsa, Oklahoma, saw Randy beat Wade Barrett in a street fight. During the match, Daniel Bryan came down to double team. Orton, Big Show made the save, which allowed Orton to get the win on Barrett. Orton ended the event by hitting the RKO on Big Show as his revenge from the TV SmackDown taping. And now for Matt Hancock's view, as he was at the SmackDown taping, as I reported earlier. It says, Sheamus started the show saying that he will wait until the Elimination Chamber to choose which title he will challenge for at WrestleMania 28. Wade Barrett then interrupts, then Cody Rhodes interrupts, then Big Show interrupts. Show chopped Cody and Sheamus, and Show cleared the ring. This led to a tag match being set up for later in the show. First match, Great Khali beat Jinder Mahal, a squash match. Jinder came out to a ton of heat, while Khali continued to be a fan favorite. Match number 2, Beth Phoenix defeated Alicia Fox. Afterwards, Tamina saved Fox from the Glam Slam. The Divas had a stare down and Beth exited. Match number 3, Sheamus and Big Show defeated Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett. Big Show speared Cody, and then Sheamus pinned him following a brogue kick. Next up, you had AJ cut what could have been the worst live promo ever with Michael Cole. Only positive thing about it is the fact that she dissed Cole. And Bryan said he was taking AJ home, so he would not compete tonight versus Randy Orton. Match number 4, Ted DiBiase beat Hunico with a roll-up. Ted's wrist was in a hard cast. So there's your different report from him. And your main event, Daniel Bryan beat Randy Orton by disqualification. Big Show was at ringside late in the match. Bryan grabbed the belt and pushed Big Show, causing Show to get Orton disqualified. So there's a big difference between the two, because the other report said that Show hit Daniel Bryan. Orton and Show got in each other's face and then pushed each other back and forth. Show and Orton battled outside, and eventually Show chokeslammed Orton as Bryan snuck up the ramp. So a little bit different, as Matt says that there was no RKO on Big Show. There was no revenge. So I don't know which one to believe. So, since it's a dark match, but like I said, you got two different views from two different people on the dirt sheets and what have you. So as you heard it from me first, and you watch my videos, thanks for viewing, and y'all have a blessed week. Do the Hulk Hogan thing. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, believe in yourself. Thanks for viewing. Peace out.